Hi, a horror movie that I watched last night, leading up towards Halloween, was The Trollenberg Terror, originally released in the US in the 50s as The Crawling Eye. It's a British horror film adapted from a TV serial that's clearly been heavily influenced by the Quatermass sci-fi serials of the 1950s, which were then adapted into films themselves. It's set in a small Swiss skiing town in the off-season where there have been reports of a strange glowing cloud hugging close to a mountainside that's being investigated by a local uh, scientific installation that's investigating cosmic rays. A scientist comes along to drop by his old professor friend and also a young woman who appears to have some kind of psychic ability, and her sister decide on a whim to go off the train and visit as well. And over the course of the story, people go up the mountain and they are strangely affected. They either disappear or are brutally killed. And it turns out that it's some kind of strange alien invasion by stealth, as the cloud conceals bizarre alien creatures. Um, it's three quarters of a good movie. The first three quarters are very good, very strong, atmospheric. There's a strange, unearthly threat, but it's not made clear what it is. There's something in the cloud, but it's something strange and unearthly, and not so much insubstantial as invidious. It seems to attack anything and get anywhere. And the idea of characters are able to be brought back from the dead and attack people, and when they are killed again, they just melt away into nothing. It's all very spooky and atmospheric and surprisingly well acted given the resources under which the film was working. But then the film's final quarter, it sort of falls apart, really. It turns into a siege story. We finally get a good look at the aliens, and they look terrible as giant eye creatures with tentacles. And common sense goes straight out of the window, where the aliens are attacked with fire bombs, uh, whilst they've already broken into the facility, but the fire manages not to take hold and kill everyone. And the film ends incredibly abruptly, um, which I thought was a shame. It's a fine little story with a bit of fine tuning. It could have been a fine little film. It certainly had an impact because John Carpenter has said that it was uh, uh, an influence on his film The Fog, and there is even one shot that is directly lifted for The Fog, but it's not particularly good. As I say, it's three quarters of a good film. I just wish that the three quarters were evenly spread throughout the running time and not all at the front.